Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and if it's Tuesday, that means Tuesday on the air. On social, you could be watching this anytime, I guess. But that means Steve Shanley is back to talk about this week's Cedar Rapids Municipal Band concert. Week 1 under your belt.
Week 1 in the books.
And what is on tap for this week?
Well, this is perhaps a dream come true for KCCK fans and listeners because this week we are cramming in the jazz. We've got Josh Duffee for the first time joining us as a guest artist, who many of your listeners will know as a very fine drummer from the Quad Cities, and in particular well known for his knowledge of and interpretation of Louie Bellson's drumming.
He was one of Louie's last... I guess that he was a student, but they were certainly friends and acquaintances and hung out. And then when Louie passed away, his wife gave Josh his drum set, his legendary 2-bass drum set.
Yes, which I think we are getting... I don't know if we're getting both bass drums, but I think we are getting part of the drum set for the performance. So, yes, very excited to feature Josh, who is going to play Louie's thundering drums, which will be a great showcase. And we thought, since we were going to make him drive all the way up here from the Quad Cities and play with us, we may as well get him in on one other selection as well. And Sammy Nestico, a while back, did a lovely, about 8-minute arrangement called Salute to American Jazz, which features a lot of audience favorites as well. So probably a good almost third of our program, quarter to a third of our program this week is going to feature Josh on the drum set. So jazz fans are not going to want to miss this. You know, we usually try and get a little bit of jazz every week, but I don't remember the last time we devoted quite this much to it. So very excited to have Josh involved with this.
That creates also some physical... you got to make room for a full drum set.
We do.
And the stage is the band fills the stage. There is not very much room.
That is correct. And that is one reason why I asked him to come during week 2, because our Wednesday, June 12th performance is at Johnston Elementary School, which we do not make use of the stage. We set up right on the playground there. So we have lots of room there. Yeah. But then you aren't kidding. Ellis Park on Sunday, June 16th, we do use the stage. And when you say that I have a challenge ahead of me to figure all of that out, that really means Scott Haney and his crew have to be the ones to figure out where to put everyone. So that's kind of, I try not to do this too often where I have some grand idea that requires a whole bunch of work from other people, but this week is going to be one of those things where we figure out how to get Josh and his drum set up there. But I'm not worried about it. Scott and his crew are always so great at that.
So Louie Bellson and Sammy Nestico, what else?
We've also got on the Wednesday concert at Johnson at 6:30, the New Horizons Band will be joining us for a prelude concert. They may actually start a little bit earlier than that. So encourage you to come check that out as well. That's just one of my favorite parts of the summer, seeing musicians who are maybe a little bit more advanced in their years who are still making music in a concert band setting and having a great time doing it. Alan Lawrence, our principal percussionist, has led that group for a long time. Does a wonderful job picking music that the audience is going to like, that the musicians are going to be able to play and sound good on, and that's always a fun concert for us to team up on. So definitely try to get there by 6:30 for the Johnson concert on Wednesday the 12th. We are also going to be featuring music from The Incredibles this week as well. Very excited about that. That's some really cool very jazz influenced. You'll hear it's sort of...
it's that 60s crime...
Yeah, kind of Channel
spy,
1 suite, that sort
spy
of thing.
Family,
yes, exactly.
Kind of your Get Smart, your I Spy,
exactly
that classic genre feel.
Yep. So we'll have some of that in the middle as well, and then also featuring one of our runners up from our Young Artist Competition. Every spring, the municipal band hosts a Young Artist Competition for woodwind, brass, and percussion students in the Linn County area. And this year, Jace Witham from Linn-Mar High School was one of our runners-up, playing alto saxophone, and he's playing a super cool piece that I was not aware of, Pequeña Charda, the small Chardas, which is one of those pieces that even if you've never heard it before, I promise you're going to love it. Very flashy, very, very audience friendly. So excited to introduce Jace's fine playing to the municipal band audience as well.
And, of course, that brings to mind, now, of course, last week we talked about how you started your season a little bit early with a performance for the Iowa Bandmasters Conference. And obviously the focus is on these concerts that happen mainly outdoors in the summer. But one thing that you've done is you've expanded with your Young Artist series and things like that. You're doing auditions, you're doing work in the off season, extra work in the off season to get ready.
Yes, that's been, I think, one of the things that I'm most proud of since I started, I guess this would be about 13 years ago now, is just getting way more involvement from our area music programs. So I'm talking with the area choir directors every year to get their students to come in and sing the beginning and end of every concert. And then we usually feature a winner and 2 runners-up from the Young Artist competition. And that's been just a fun way for me to get to know some of those students, and a great way for some of those students who maybe didn't even know that they could keep playing in band after high school or after college to know that, oh yeah, there are these communities that have these bands, and this was a fun experience for me. And of course, it's also nice because usually they'll bring along some of their friends, and that brings the median age of the audience down a few notches as well.
So week number 2, you've got your Johnston School on Wednesday and first time in Ellis Park for the Sunday concert.
Yes, and warning, this Ellis concert, this will be the first one where Val, my wife, and I will bring some cookies and refreshments for the band afterwards. And so we will have all of that set up, but unfortunately that's for the players, not for the audience. So audience members, you must walk past the tempting cookies and beverages and just continue on to your car, please.
Yes. Bring your own, or stop by the food truck.
Yes.
Don't eat the band's food.
Exactly.
That's a way to get your hands stuck with a knife, definitely.
Yes, and you can find us on Facebook. That's probably the best way to find up-to-the-minute information on possible weather cancellations, all of our schedules, locations, our playlists, everything you can find there as well. Also want to give a shout out. We did just start a YouTube channel this year. And the first thing we put up was a series of Frank Pearsall marches. Frank was the second permanent conductor of the band for a number of years and wrote lovely marches, and we feel like more people need to know about and play those marches. So we did a recording project a few years back. We finally got those mixed and produced, and those are up on our YouTube channel as well. So please check that out too.
All right, neat. Well, again, the Facebook page, Cedar Rapids Municipal Band or Muni Band, or crmuniband.org if you'd like more information. Well, enjoy this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Dennis.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:30, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or using your favorite podcast player. You can watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook or YouTube channels, too. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. I'm Dennis Green. I'll talk to you later.